Okay, hi, my friends. I don't know why this is more weird than like me going live or me doing a vlog. I think it's just the introduction. I haven't done anything like this, and I think it's just mostly my mind. My mind is getting in my mind. I chose the day where we're actually doing renovations and construction, so the mic is useful, and I kind of went to one of the rooms that are a bit away from all of that. So if the mic catches that, well, sorry. Welcome to my Q&A video and a little bit about me. Now, those of you that have been locked in and have submitted these questions, there was 300 questions for me to go through. Some of them were great. Some of them ridiculous, respectfully ridiculous. But we're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with it. ASMR. What are you doing? How am I giving? My name is Imani. A lot of you have come to know me as Inami, Nami. My real name is Imani. I go by Imani, Mani, Armani, Imani, Imani. You can call me whatever you want, but don't call me out of my name. Okay, I have to try and be serious to get through this. All right?
Unlikely.
I'm originally from New York. I lived in Florida for some time, and I like to say now the jungle. It's one of my many homes, and yeah, I'm really grateful to be here, but we'll get into that. I feel like I kind of keep it on the most basic of terms. Unless people are familiar with the work that I do, then I'm a bit more open. But if I'm usually asked what I do, I simply say I work for a wellness retreat because I do. But the work that I do is way more in depth, way more multifaceted in the inner workings. There's working with plant medicine, spiritual practices, different modalities. And you know, not everyone is open to that topic of conversation, which is fine by me. And it's more so of like protection of myself, because sometimes I'm here for the silly questions or like the dad jokes, and then sometimes I'm not. So I like to just keep it clean, cut, short for those who give a vibe of like, you do what? Honestly, guys, if you've seen a piece of me, some of you probably get the impression that I'm very extroverted. If I'm alone, extroverted as can be. If I'm with people that I'm really comfortable with, girl, I'm out there. But honestly, when my mom moved me and my younger brother to Florida, at a very pivotal point in my life, it was during my high school years, yeah, that made me a big introvert and shifted my reality completely. So I like to say that I'm definitely somewhere in between. If I'm not really familiar with your company, I don't know you, you'll definitely get an introverted side of me until I'm more comfortable. Or if I feel like you're more introverted than me, then I'll probably pick up my extrovertedness. This is an interesting question, and the reason why I chose to answer this is because at the end of the day, I'm going to be perceived. You're going to perceive me, you're going to think whatever, and that is out of my control. I'm learning that, I'm living with that. It is what it is. But I think I just want to say, I want people to know that I'm a multitude of things. I'm not one for labels or titles of, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah, blah, blah. And I do know titles and names and roles do serve a purpose to give a defining factor to maybe something that I do, something that I incorporate in my life, whatever it may be. But for me, uncomfortably, I feel like you're putting me in a box. I don't want to be in a box because I'm constantly changing, and maybe one day I feel like this, the other day I'm going to feel like that. And especially with the work that I do, I've gotten a lot of questions of like, oh, are you a healer? Are you a shaman? Are you? No. No. Let me tell you guys, I'm a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm a woman, because I am growing up. Yes, 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 yes. But I'm just a girl. I'm a human experiencing life, and that's simply what I want the people to know. So please be easy on me. And if it didn't come out my mouth, then it's not true. Peru did feel like a last option for me, and the reason why I went to such lengths of healing and coming out here to seek healing is because dang, we're gonna get a little heavy, but I was really struggling with the will to live. Majority of my life, or a big part of my life, I struggled with mental illness, anxiety, depression, anxiety attacks, just very, very heavy stuff. I went through it as a child, I went through it as an adolescent, and girl, I've been going through it as an adult, as a baby adult. I definitely hit a point in my life in the year of 2018 where I felt like I needed to get out. So I made my first move back up north to live with my other side of the family. That lasted for a year and a half until the pandemic happened. And I was going to start a whole nother journey with the van life. If you saw that video, yeah, tough times. I moved back to Orlando because I was feeling myself falling into the loop of depression, and I really just wanted to be closer to what felt like home for me, my mom, and my younger siblings. And then life really happened. I was already falling down a dark void of helplessness. I guess the best way I could say is a lot of truths were unveiled during the beginning of the year of 2021, and that really like dug the knife in further, and I felt like my reality, or what I thought was my reality, just it disintegrated. I didn't know where to go, what to do. For a long time, because of being on a homeopathic or holistic path, I wasn't really for the pharmaceutical industry, SSRIs, or anything like that. But I took the steps, started therapy, got on SSRIs, wasn't benefiting me. I was really at, I think, my lowest point in life. I was really at rock bottom. Yeah, I wanted to live. I wanted to not take my life. And I'm sorry if that's very heavy to hear, but it was something that I was really struggling with. And that's why. I went to my first retreat in 2021, and then the next year in 2022, I returned again. And for 2021, my intentions were really about healing and finding the courage to have the next step forward to continue life. And then my second time I returned was just more so for guidance on purpose and where to go forward. Through that challenging process, I was planning to go backpacking with my sister in Indonesia and do a whole multitude of things. Basically, that shifted during the second time I returned there. All those plans that we decided turned upside down. But in one of those ceremonies, I had a distinct message that I was supposed to be here. And mind you, in my mind during that time, I had no plans of finding myself in a place like this or feeling like I was capable of doing such beautiful work. I felt like I wasn't in that space. I don't know, I wasn't really taking in the message. It was a week or two after I left the retreat, one of the workers, Carolina, who I have a deep love for her because she's the reason why I'm here today, and she really saw me and she was my guide for entering in this path, and I have a deep gratitude for her. She messaged me and she said, whenever your heart and soul is ready, there's a place for you to come and volunteer here. Me and my sister went to Mexico for a month to figure out what we were gonna do, and it ended up splitting our paths. I ended up going back to Peru just to do some more work there in Cusco, and then she went to Costa Rica and did work out there. And then I returned to the US, and 3 months later, the beginning of 2023, is when I started living and working here. During the year of 2017, there was like an uprising of New Age spirituality, and I found myself on the bandwagon of that. And it really supported me, guided me. It opened me up to a whole multitude of things that were supporting me in just my mental health. And that's how I came to know about, first it was about herbs, then it became about plant medicine. The first plant medicine I was introduced was to los hongos, mushrooms, magic mushrooms, los niños, whatever you want to call it, boom, bam, bing. But not in a ceremonial context or anything of the sort. It was very recreational, not in the right setting, or probably with the right people, to be honest with you. But that is what opened me up to the path of plant medicine, because I started doing research into how these things can benefit and help you. I'd say my mother was very supportive. She's seen how transformative the work that I've done here has been for me, and she trusted in me to make this decision for myself. I think as a mother, like, you do have small natural fears, but I will say, like, I love my mother so much because she has simply supported me in everything and anything that I do. And honestly, with that, it has given me the courage to do things and step out of my comfort zone. So I'm really grateful for her support. Obviously, some of you know my sister, Anna, or Brittany, whatever you want to call her. And obviously, she's been my right hand in walking into such a deep journey, and I've had her full support. And I think, honestly, it's really beneficial to have someone who has experienced something like this to be able to communicate with them throughout life, because it can feel quite lonely or isolating, not being able to share an experience like this with the people that you love and care about. On my other side of the family, it's a bit unique. I know a lot of them don't understand it, and I've found my own acceptance in that. It's a heavy religious background, and Hispanic culture can deem things as like brujeria and, a lot of fear-based ideals. This is not something of the sort, and I can say that wholeheartedly because I'm living it. This is simply my life. I think with those ideals, it's made them hard to understand or accept me, or really see this as a way of life for me, as a career. But some have still showed love regardless of that, and I'm grateful for that as well. Yeah, I'd say both. More so for my younger siblings and my mother and my grandmother. It's hard being away from them because I have such a strong attachment with them. And then also sometimes it's not easy to be in communication because of my work schedule here. I do miss them a lot during the process, and I would say that is how it can be weakened. But I also believe it has strengthened some of my relationships because, again, distance does make the heart grow fonder. And for relationships that weren't so well, it's given me this time, and this space has given me the time to reflect and find love within my heart to forgive many, many things. I've learned that wanting and trying to look for love is just not key. It's not key for me. It hasn't been key for others that I've seen that have tried. I've learned and I've experienced that surrendering and trusting that when it's time, the right person will fall into step. And that can be your soulmate for life. That can be a mirror and a reflection for you to learn and grow and see what you really want in a partner. I'm sticking to that, and yeah, no. I love love. I'm a hopeless, hopeful, romantic. But you won't see me scavenging in this jungle looking for a baby. Or the concrete one. Yes, I have. I have, and I've had to. It hasn't been easy, but it's definitely been beneficial. I think the most challenging experiences I've had with cutting people off is the people that I love and really truly care about. It's not easy to set these boundaries and cut connections off, but ultimately it's for the benefit of you. It's of service to yourself, protection of yourself, your safety, your peace, your mind, all of that. So I have, and for some people that I've cut off, I've returned to that relationship and redefined the terms of it. And some of those people are still in my life and some aren't. And I'm completely content with moving through life in that way. I used to want to achieve happiness as as a infinite feeling throughout life. But I've come to realize some time ago that that's really not the achievement that I want. I've been in the deep depths of emotions that are assumed as negative, and whether it's sadness, anger. And I've gotten to know them so in-depthly that I became at a point okay with it. There's a balance to that. There's the downside to it, where you fall into the trap of just being comfortable in that. And then there's also learning how to be okay when these feelings arise. Now with happiness, it's not something that I'm trying to achieve for my life. I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to achieve and that I've really found is contentment and peace. That's what I'm always striving to have, because I know I'm not always going to be happy. I'm just completely okay with that. There's a small prayer or a mantra that I've created, and I give this to some people that I come across through work, and it's a prayer of trust. I trust where I am, I trust where I'm not, I trust where I'm guided. I trust, I trust, I trust. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Times of doubt, that is a prayer I go to, because I really trust in the divine guidance of God, source, whatever you want to call it. I'm heavily guided and protected because I've made it this far in my life. And all of the times of doubt and challenge, I've made it through. And with that faith, yeah, I think that's key for me. I think it still means the very same thing. I think I've redefined the terms of that definition while still holding the integrity of it, because I'm giving you an authentic experience of me, of myself, of my life, of whatever it is that I do share. And I want it to be transparent in that way, or authentic in that way. But in the past, I didn't have so many eyes on this channel, and I was really using it as a video diary. As I've grown up, because I've had this channel for 10 years, I've learned that my privacy is sacred, and I don't have to share all of myself, and that's okay. No, I think the biggest thing, I've always loved to create in many different forms, many different ways, whether it's painting, singing, instruments, you can name it. Last year in 2025, I was in a very deep integration process. I was back in the States after being away for almost 3 years. And somehow the path of content creation opened up for me. It was something that I did on TikTok, but like lightheartedly, just for self-expression. And it was just something I enjoyed. And then engagement just really picked up. And I was going through a challenging time, and it gave me a focus, and it occupied my mind in a beneficial way rather than being isolated in my thoughts, which wouldn't have served me. I think my intent with this content creation is simply enjoying what I do. And it's not with the intent to achieve anything. I'm grateful for anything that does come with it. And yeah. A multitude of things. I'm not even going to tell you what you can expect. Expect pieces of me, pieces of my life. Whether you experience a laugh, a brief moment of joy, maybe you feel a sense of relation, whether it comes through feelings of sadness, grief, etc. I don't know. I want you to feel something, and I want you to feel seen or heard, or I want you to be inspired at that. That sounds crazy to say for me because who am I? I feel like the messages that I have received with what I've shared so far has really deeply touched me and has shown me that I do have that potential to give that to others. So that is my hope for those that watch me. But watch at your own risk, because I don't know, I got issues sometimes. Like, joy. I did a list of intentions for going into this year, and the one that I was left with is sharing joy with others. I feel like these last few years I've taken life a little bit too seriously, and I've lost that spark.
I think I'm looking
So
forward to
that's
cracking
something
up.
that I'm really
I hope I can,
embracing,
totally crack up.
ultimately, this has helped me connect to that even more, because I can be silly and goofy and all the things. So 2026 is joy. Please make me laugh. I hope they make you laugh. Some of y'all would probably say I'm not funny though. So that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so starting with my fingers, I have 9 dots totaling up on my fingers. 9 is my life path number. It's a sacred number for me, resonates with me deeply, and I tattooed these myself. And if you're already saying, yeah, I could tell, don't make me fight you. I will fight you through the screen. And then these 3 lines, I also did a stick and poke on myself. They each represent certain cycles that we experience through life. So creation, death, and rebirth. That's what it stands for. My I am tattoo, I did this one myself as well through stick and poke. And honestly, all my hand tattoos I did myself. I'll tell you which ones I didn't. It was a teaching that I learned when I first came to Peru about I am Soham. Look into it. I won't go too deep into it, but yeah, it's just to remind me of all the things I am and to not forget. Then I also did a stick and poke of an 8. A lot of people think it's an infinity sign. You can perceive it as both, honestly. To each their own. And this is really just to represent abundance for me, and not necessarily financial abundance, but simply for me to recognize, or remind me to recognize, the abundance in my life, what I have around me. Here, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, it's a Welsh word, and I believe the meaning is under the lines of missing a home that once was or never was. And I got this at a time where I experienced deep loss and grief. It was just my reminder of my strength, of the power of my love and the power of my grief. And it's an interesting thing to tat on yourself, I guess, but I'm really grateful for it. It's a lesson. I feel like all my tattoos in one way or another have been a lesson for me. The inside of my wrists, I've tatted these lines which represent ones, and it's just a reminder that my angels are with me. And then my cousin, I gave her a couple tattoos and I let her tattoo me, and it says Fe, which in Spanish means faith, but it is the Chinese symbol for faith as well. Fun fact, my name is Imani. Imani means faith in Swahili. I highly resonate with faith. I get many questions about my balloon tattoo. And I got this when I was 19 years old. And I think I've only had one time where I really questioned if I should have gotten it throughout the years leading up to now. And I don't think I will ever regret it. I'm really not a person to live with regrets. I think ultimately beneficial for me to have the perspective that things happen for a reason. Red balloons were really symbolic for me during this time, and basically this balloon represents the lesson of letting go of relationships, wants, dreams, whatever it may be. I experienced a deep, profound lesson of letting go that year, and yeah, that's my reminder. On my back, I have a Om symbol and a lotus flower. It's a matching tattoo, and it's my first tattoo that I got with my mom. And I'm happy to be able to share that with her. And on the back of my neck, I have a Celtic symbol. It's called the Valknut. The first thing that I saw and the meaning behind it was the 9 honorable virtues. Each of them resonate with me. I later came to find out it was a symbol that was given to basically to warriors that have passed. These virtues are something that I like to live by. And again, 9, hello. I've seen doctors, therapists that have told me throughout my years, exercise at least 30 minutes a day. It will help you, especially if you're struggling with mental illness, depression, etc., etc. I never believed them. I never had the energy or the courage to get up and try. And I felt like last year I was really pushed to the point. I was like, I had to do something or I was going to fall back down a slippery slope again. And I really found the mental strength that going to the gym provides you. It's not only physical, it's really, for me, I found it very mentally and energetically beneficial for myself. So just to simply say, the gym has helped me in so many ways, and it's helped me with my self-discipline, and I love every part of it. No, it's not enjoyable sometimes, but I push myself. So if you are questioning, if you're struggling, bro, let me tell you, I've said this to people, and to this day, they look at me a bit proud because I was like, you'll never catch me in a gym. I ain't got the time nor the energy. I'm working, I'm doing this. Gym, no. If you're questioning it, if you're struggling in any type of way, I highly encourage you just to try. It can be at home. That's where I started. You don't have to go to a gym surrounded by a bunch of people. What's been working for me is using my mom's Peloton account. She's added me onto it, so it gives me guided workouts, so I don't have to try and figure out how to do a bunch of things that I don't know. Find something that is guided, and that will benefit you as well. Few of you have seen my 18-minute trust video where I'm just playing the guitarlele and I'm just humming. That is how my journey with instruments and playing and strumming and finding chords began. I tried to learn how to play a song, but it was never easy for me. It didn't flow in the way that I wanted it to. And I learned that just simply playing with the strings and finding a humming tune, it's what's opened me up little by little with it all. Well, okay, I think this concludes my Q&A about me video. If I missed anything or if you want me to answer anything, send me some questions. I'm not hesitant to do it again, but please just send me like actual questions. Like, don't be like, hey Felicia, let me eat your booty. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, do the whole YouTube thing. I really am so deeply grateful for even being able to make this video because of the questions that you guys have sent, and just being able to create this small community that is slowly but surely growing in whatever way. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Much love, and I'll see you guys next time. Mwah.